Welcome to Powerhouse Founders and Leaders, the show for women who build, lead, and refuse to shrink to fit. I'm Nicholle Overkamp, finance pro, business coach, and your favorite tough love hype woman. I've been building business for over 15 years, and I know the sting of white knuckling payroll and the gut punch seasons you don't post about, and also what it takes to come out stronger. I get it. It's lonely at the top, but not here, my friend. I'm the founder and CEO of Wilcox Financial Group, a boutique financial planning firm for women, and Powerhouse Money Coaching, where financial education meets business coaching that actually moves the needle. I built both, starting super scrappy from negative revenue to now multiple seven figures, and I did it because women deserve better. On this show, we talk about increasing profits, avoiding burnout, and being a stronger, more confident leader. Here, there's no finance bro jargon, no hustle culture, and zero apologizing for wanting more. If you're ready to grow and gain insights on how to build a life that feels aligned and is as amazing as you are, let's go, sister.
All right, my powerhouses. So this podcast is coming from you hot, literally hot. I am sweaty and disgusting coming from the gym. I probably look like I stuck my finger in an electrical socket in the car. So my apologies if the sound isn't fabulous. And if you are watching video, I'm not even looking at the phone because safety first. But I wanted to optimize my time in the car because I need to take ownership and being more consistent with these podcasts, of course. But I also wanted to talk about maybe a touchy topic. Perhaps this is going to be a little unpopular. But, what I find is that sometimes the best love is the tough love, right? And when it comes to my clients, I am always going to believe in them fiercely and push them to what I know they're capable of achieving. They might not believe it yet, but I know they're capable of that. And sometimes that comes with some, tough love, calling you out on your bullshit and pushing you to get a little uncomfortable. And it doesn't always feel good in the moment, but what I can promise is if you actually just have a little bit of faith in the things that I'm saying or the person giving you the tough love is saying and believe in it, you follow through on it, it will pay off. It will pay off. And the people that care about you the most, that love you the most, that believe in you the most, are typically the ones that may frustrate you the most because you're telling you this shit that you need to hear, but you don't want to hear because no one likes to hear that they can do better. No one likes to hear that they're making excuses or playing victim. Like, that doesn't sound or feel good when you hear those things. But we all do it from time to time. Some of us maybe more than others, depending on where you are in your journey, but it's a literal human trait, right? And if we aren't hyper self-aware of the things that we're doing that are holding us back from our best self, it's gonna happen. And that's why we hire professionals. That's why we hire coaches, personal trainers, financial advisors, those people who can hold you to a higher standard, the standard that you're capable of achieving. So why, you might ask, am I ranting about this right now? I had a client meeting today and she came in all hot, super angry because of a surprise loan that she didn't know about. And, she came in with this like, woe is me, I can't believe this happened, it's not my fault victim mentality, to the after talking through it, it's like, hey, you know what? This sucks. And it is a nasty surprise, and no one likes to find this stuff out, but you're not innocent. And complaining about it, getting angry about it, doesn't make it magically go away. And so we talked through it, and I'm like, despite this sucking, it's a really good lesson. And the lesson is, don't make assumptions and don't get forget about it, right? Oftentimes when we make assumptions about things like, oh, I just thought it was forgiven, or I thought it was taken care of, or I thought I was saving enough, like whatever, I thought in assumptions, especially when it comes to really important shit like your money and finances, and your health, quite frankly. Like, assumptions are no bueno, you guys. Like, you must call, verify, find out, sometimes get a second opinion. And then if you don't verify, what happens? We forget it exists because life is busy and we're doing a million things in a million different directions. And so of course it's easy for that stuff to slip your mind. But at the end of the day, it's your fault. It sucks. But the lesson is, don't make assumptions and then don't put it off or forget about important things. Know yourself. If you're someone who is really busy, does forget about things because whether you're absent-minded, you have too much in your plate, you're overwhelmed, make reminders, set things in your calendar, delegate, ask for help, whatever the case may be. And if you are like Miss Strong, Independent Woman, you don't need anybody, like bullshit. We all need help. So ask for it so that those things don't happen to you. And in your case, it might not be a loan you forgot about. Maybe it was a deadline for a grant application that you were applying for, or a program you wanted to get into, or something for your kid. I mean, shit, the list goes on. And look, I am not innocent. There have been plenty of times where I missed things that were really important to me because I forgot to write it down. I forgot to follow through. I forgot to hold myself accountable by means of protection mechanisms. Meaning telling somebody else to do it, telling somebody else to remind me, asking for help, or putting it in my calendar, making a reminder, blah, blah, blah. I know I can't be trusted personally, so I need to do those things, and my bet is you're no different. So that was the first thing. And so after we talked through it, she was definitely less angry, and she's like, you know what, you're right. I can do this. This isn't the hardest thing I've had to do in my life, not even close, and she's totally capable of dealing with it. And the good thing is she can make a lot of money and pay it off, and it's a lesson. Guess what? She won't do it again, and that's okay. Control the controllable. Oftentimes when we let our emotions take control of us, we fly off the handle, we do irrational things, and the only thing that happens is we screw ourselves over. That's it. We stress ourselves out. We probably give ourselves an extra wrinkle, and we get angry over shit that either doesn't matter, or we just need to control it and take a different perspective. This is especially true for those of you too going through divorce or dealing with shitty exes that are useless, and it's easy to get angry or say, I'm taking them to court because I want them to pay for this. And look, I want your shithead ex to be as responsible as anything. However, if that person doesn't have the money to pay for it and you're doing it out of principle, save yourself the time, stress, and money and let it go. Because the only thing that's going to happen is you are going to burn cash and get zero results. And again, probably add a wrinkle. So understand the circumstances and understand the difference between being righteous and winning. There's a big difference. And when I say winning, it doesn't necessarily mean getting him to pay, especially if you're drawing blood from a stone or the other party in a negotiation or whatever the case may be. It is winning is walking away with your peace of mind, knowing you can handle it, and not throwing good money after something that isn't going to make a difference, or throwing good time and energy after something that's going to give you bad time and energy back, or wasting that time. So that's the other thing. And then a couple other things. So another part of our conversation was she also wasn't exactly where she wanted to be in her business, and she now, of course, needs to make a lot more money. And so I started talking about, hey, well, what else can you do? How can we create this moat around your business and what it is you're doing for other revenue streams? Can we increase your prospecting, your marketing? Talk to me about the plan behind that. And her immediate response was, well, I don't have any time. I can't do one more thing. I'm so busy. And I said, okay, that's fair. Tell me about it. And she is a realtor, so she's running in a million different directions. Totally fair. She's taking care of her mom, also exhausting and fair. And so she just felt totally tapped and overwhelmed with all the things going on in life, and then also wanting to like relax. And so the reality is that she does have time, but it needs to be a priority, and time management could use some tweaking. And and in the conversation too, again, like, I get it. Life is busy and it is hard taking care of someone. Like, look, I took care of my husband 24/7 for a couple of years while running my business and his. Like, I was tapped out, drained, and it sucked. However, the one thing I did do was prioritize the things that mattered most, because those are the needle moving things, and those are the things that allowed me to continue to grow my business, to support my family, allowed me to invest in myself and maintain my health. When I was doing that, I didn't stop building the business and prospecting and leading the team. I actually doubled down and invested in a coach because I knew I needed the help. I also hired more help to help me with him. Arguably, should I have been spending all of that money? Maybe it was risky, but I also believed in myself, and I knew I would take action if I had someone to give me the stepping stones. And I wasn't willing to make the excuse of being busy. Busy is not a badge of honor, and it's not always effective. There's a big difference between being busy and productive. And noticing, is the things that you're doing, or are the things that you're doing and spending the time on, worthy of your time? Often when we're in times of high stress, high anxiety, it eats up time and energy, and we're more tired. We're less likely to take care of ourselves, and therefore feel like we have less time, and therefore feel more busy. So if there is something important in your life that you want to change or grow your business, and maybe you really do need to double down and like 10x your game, because look, guys, like, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but the next 24 months here is going to be hard. We are heading into a slower economic time, even if it doesn't feel like it yet in your area. And business will be harder. The consumer will be more strapped. They are more strapped. Those reports are showing. And so you need to prepare. This isn't something to panic or get nervous about or worried about or anxious about. It is a season to prepare, to double down, and then obviously crush your competition because they're not doing it. So that's what you want to think about. And what we ended up coming up with the resolution of was prioritization, and doing the really important things in the morning, the part of your day that you can control, before you leave the house and chaos takes over. Because everybody knows, as soon as you go to the office, you can have a plan, but it can easily go to hell in a handbasket. And then having a solid routine at night, and what are you doing? And that may mean, depending on where you are in your life or what inflection point you are at, and what needs to happen, it might mean like not watching your nightly show. It might mean giving that up so you can build the thing that you want to build. There is give and take. There are only so many hours in the day, and so you need to choose the priority. You need to ask yourself, what do I really want, and how bad do I want it? Am I willing to do the actions that it takes to get there? Yes or no. There's not a right or wrong answer here, but if yes, then start cutting out all the bullshit, guys, and really do the things that matter. And if you don't want to do the things that it takes to get there, that's okay. Give up that goal and just readjust so you don't feel like you're constantly losing. Like, it's also okay to quit, but it's not okay to keep beating yourself up or keep saying you want something, but your actions aren't aligning with it. You're better than that. You're worth more, and so don't sell yourself short. Like, knock that shit off. And then the next thing that I want to talk about, and the last thing, oh my God, I feel like I'm in a little rant situation here, is your health. Your health. And so the other part of this conversation here is like, she was saying she wasn't feeling good and being exhausted and drained. And I too was feeling that way. I do go through periods of that, and it's important to pause and say, like, well, why am I feeling so tired? I'm stressed. Check. Not sleeping. Check. Eating like shit. Check. I mean, let's be real. And what things of everything that is making you feel tired, sluggish, stressed, whatever, what of those things can you control? Probably more than you think. And no one else is going to care about our bodies and our health and how we feel like we care about our bodies, our health, and how we feel, right? And sometimes if you're in a state of just feeling bad for so long, it feels normal and you don't even know what good feels like, and having high energy all the time, and being able to be at this like optimal state, and age doesn't really have that much to do with it, you know. And I am coming from a place of like, literally speaking from experience, of like feeling like a pile of garbage and being tired all the time, to like not, and feeling a lot better. And I'm still improving, but like shit, I have made a lot of changes, and it has made a huge impact, especially if you also are going through perimenopause, menopause, and you kind of feel like a lunatic all the time, and you don't really love all the new feels you have in your body. Like, you got to tune into that, because if you don't pay attention to your health and take care of yourself, I promise you, it will in one way, shape, or form impact your wallet, your quality of life, your business, your relationships. It is all a full circle. And I started perimenopause when I was like 35, like really early, maybe even sooner than that. And so I don't even like the thick of it. It is disgusting. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night and I can like wring out my clothes, like, ugh. And I know my hormones are a mess, because I am definitely a lunatic. Like, stuff comes out of my mouth sometimes, and I don't even know who that person is that said it. And I'm not always sorry that I said it either. I don't know. It's this weird face. My hair's falling out. Blech, just brutal. But what I can tell you is I have made some big changes that have helped me with my energy, how I feel, my mood, and all of that. And so the first is I stopped drinking alcohol. And I know, oh my God, like how? And many of us really love wine. I love wine. And in our conversation, actually, this client that I was talking to, I said, well, maybe stop drinking, because if you're feeling really tired and shitty, like, that doesn't help. And she goes, I could never do that. Oh my God. And then we started talking more about it, and turns out she doesn't even love drinking that much, and it makes her feel like garbage. And so, you know, it's like, we have an initial reaction to something because it's what we're accustomed to doing. And maybe it's something that used to make you feel good. But as we get older, it probably takes you like 2-3 days to recover after a night of having a few glasses of wine. I mean, I don't know. It's not cool, but it happens. And so it turned into a habit, something to do as a social activity, and needing a replacement to relax and unwind. And so one of the things that I did, and by the way, you guys, I side note, I'm a financial advisor and a business coach. I am not a medical professional. This is not advice. It is literally an experience share. And what I want you to do with this is take it and put it in your life, and just ask questions and see if there are little things that you can do to make yourself feel better, because you're worth that. You are worth that. So if you feel like a pile of garbage, stop it and change it. You're the only one that can do that. Okay, back to the message. So what I started doing, actually, and I did 75 hard 2.5 years ago. And I did it in December is when I started, because I know myself, holidays are coming, and that is when I drink a lot, and I love wine, and I'm not good at just having a glass. If I start and I have a glass and that glass is delicious, I want the bottle. So I knew I needed a little extra help. And then the holidays also give me an extraordinary amount of anxiety, family, everything, the emotions, the things. And so they're just not easy for me. So I did 75 hard, and I got a group of women to do it with me. And let me tell you something. Number one, I had a blast, because there was a group of us doing it. We all held each other accountable, and it was really fun. And it kind of sounds maybe terrible to do a 75 hard in the middle of winter in Buffalo, New York, where you have to do 2 45-minute workouts a day. One of them must be outside, drink a gallon of water a day, read 10 pages, and no booze. So that's what 75 hard is. You do it for 75 days in a row. If you mess up a day, you have to start all over again. And so we did it. And after that, the first thing is I was really proud of myself. Like, it felt good to accomplish that. Number 2, I had fun. And number 3, I felt fucking fantastic. I felt great. And so I haven't drank since, because what I learned was I don't miss it. I feel good, and I don't have time to be hungover. I don't have time to feel like garbage. And in that process, I cleaned up my diet too. Like, I started reading more labels. I started learning more about all the crap that is in our food here in America. I stopped eating inflammatory foods, ultra processed stuff, and again, got more educated and really started to listen to my body and feed it the things that made it feel good and get rid of the things that made me feel like garbage. And that wasn't easy, but it was a process. I'm still working on it. And I'm, of course, still doing my non-negotiable workouts. That is my mental health. And I'm listening to something every day. And I'm not totally clean. Like, I do THC. I love THC seltzers. They give me the same little fun buzz that alcohol does, without the hangover, without the calories, without the sugar. And it's great. I love it. I relax. I have a good time. And the next day I feel like a champ. And the person who had the bottle of wine feels like a pile of shit. So those are some things that I did because I think I'm worth it. I get one body and one life, and how I treat this body is really important to me. And I do want to be the oldest person at the gym, and I don't want astronomical medical bills because I have some mystery disease where doctors keep putting me on medication after medication, and they don't really even understand all the things that they're doing because they don't communicate with each other, So, okay, I think I'm done with this rant, but the overarching message is, number one, you are capable of way more than what you give yourself credit for. Number two, take accountability. Don't be a victim. And that hurts and it stings a little bit to hear it, but don't point a finger. Nobody else can change your life but you. You are in the driver's seat. You are in control. And so believe in that. And if you need help, ask for help. I am here to help you, support you. If it's not me, I'll find someone. I'll help. My God, there is nothing I hate seeing more than a woman who is full of all this incredible potential and she doesn't tap into it because she doesn't believe in herself or knows she's worth the effort. Or maybe you just need a little cheerleader in your pocket. Girl, I got you. But stop making excuses. If there is something that you want, that it needs to feel differently or better or whatever. If you have said to yourself lately, I wish I had, or I'd like to do, make it a thing. Let's do this. Anything is possible. It just takes like some hard work and you can do it. My bet is it's a lot easier than birthing a child. So there's that. And lastly, I don't know. I love you. Tough love is good love, and just be great. Continue to be courageous, and I'm here to support.
If you enjoyed this episode, please do me a favor, follow, rate, and review. It helps more women find the show, and I appreciate it so much. Your support means the world to me. Go ahead, share it with another founder, friend, or leader who needs to hear this. And for more resources, coaching, or if you want to join our Money Bitch community on Facebook, come find us or hit me up and say hi on Instagram at PowHerHouseMoney. And of course, always continue to be courageous.